If you want to dive into a realm of magic and mystery and let your worries fade away as you immerse yourself in the magical world, fantasy games are a good option. In today's video, I will show you the 10 best fantasy games for PC and consoles that you should try. So without any delay, let's start this video. Number 1, we have The Witcher 3. Over 5 years after its release, The Witcher 3 is still considered by many to be the best game of all time. It's a wonderful use of immersion. Fantastic, evocative music that fits the time period, gorgeous, age-appropriate visuals, a large, open world with a wealth of story-driven missions and diversions, and, last but not least, complex and engaging protagonists. Number 2, we have Elden Ring. Many people have been playing the newest fantasy game since its debut, and critics have been praising it. Elden Ring demonstrates that you can make a beautiful game without resorting to grinding collectibles systems or monetization, all the way down to the design of its monsters and the difficulty of its fighting. Next up, we have Final Fantasy VII. This game's central plot point is that the square travels to the west, which brings up a plethora of additional issues. Further, it has elevated role-playing games to the center of sports coverage. Square took the biggest risk by switching from 2D to 3D, and it paid off. It allowed Final Fantasy's developers to realize their full creative vision. Number 4, we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Compared to other games in the genre, it's far more playful and arcade-like. But it in no way diminishes the excellence of this open-world masterpiece. One may even argue that the universe of BotW is a freer playground than many of the examples given. That the major plot may be experienced in any order gives the gamer a great deal of freedom. Number 5, we have Divinity Original Sin 2. The turn-based combat in Divinity Original Sin 2 is its strongest suit, thanks to the wide variety of terrain effects that may be cast with the use of spells. You'll need to be strategic with your spells and skills to protect your party members from harm. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a fantastically fun RPG with well over 30 hours of content, and that's only the first run. Next up, we have Dishonored. From its steampunk mythological setting to its free-form gameplay, there is a ton of fresh content to explore in this game. Arcane stages are expertly crafted to provide players with a wide variety of mechanical options. The same may be said for sword fights or odd concoctions of magic and traps, but it is the obvious pick. Number 7, we have The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. It is without a doubt Bethesda's most accessible modern RPG, providing hundreds of hours of popcorn fantasy and adventuring, and there is still an undeniable charm to just wandering its world, interacting with its enjoyably awkward NPC, and ignoring your destiny to steal some sweet rolls or fuss Roda a bandit off a cliff. Number 8, we have God of War. With God of War, Norse mythology is transplanted into a setting that is both contemporary and realistic, making the story seem less like a fairy tale. In my view, this is the greatest fantasy treatment of northern mythology. View the world through the eyes of well-developed, multifaceted, and believable protagonists in a gripping tale that is both epic in scope and intimate in its focus. Number 9, we have Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls is leaving the interactive movie series for a game concept. The outcome is unique. The drama follows Jodie, an ethereal girl whose presence helps her to remain sane and manipulate objects. You may swap between you at any time, listen to discussions, choke people, or obtain a new viewpoint. The last game of this video is Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is one of the greatest and most well-known fantasy MMORPGs, and it's free to play. As you plunge headlong into Tyria, you'll discover that there's enough to keep you occupied. In contrast to other free MMOs, Guild Wars 2 immediately puts you in the middle of large, epic, and fantastical adventures. So that's the list of 10 best fantasy games that you should try in 2022 and 2023. I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Games Puff if you found this video entertaining.